nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
You guys gotta put a flippy screen. Come on, I will freaking end you guys. Do you know how many GRs I've sold?
Today, I shoot film for the vibes.
And loosen up a little bit. Oh, that's a big cup. Nice. Oh, arigato. That's freedom.
Hey, street life.
And that could be like a banger.
Yeah, I think London is my favorite city.
London? London, dude, get over here. Hold on. Tell them New York.
Okay, now that I've been here, yeah, New York is pretty nice.
New York is pretty nice, or New York is better?
Okay, it's better.
Hi everyone, this is Samuel, and this is my GR project.
Don't live your life as if it was your last day. Live your life as if it was your first day, you know? Be curious. See things as if you were seeing them for the first time. I think then you will be a better photographer and a better human being.
Oh shit, I'm nervous. What's up, guys? Welcome to another live stream. It's been a while. I hope everything works. Oh, my notes are not how they should look like. So, give me a second. It has been a while. How do I do this? So, okay. All right. Yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is. I can already see a lot of members in the chat. Special welcome to all my YouTube members in green. So today is going to be, or this stream is going to be, yeah, like the title says, an end of the year hangout. Salam alaikum, brother. I have no particular, I have a few topics, but I want this to be a back and forth between you and me, and we can vote on topics to discuss. I have some stuff that I can show you that will soon be on my channel. And yeah, let's hang out for around an hour or so. So if you hear anything weird in the background, or you can't hear me, you don't see me, please let me know. So let's see who's in the chat. Moin moin. We have some Germans here. Okay. I think we can do polls in the chat. Or maybe not. I can't find the settings. Oh, we can. So, but maybe we don't need it. Let me run through today's program. and you can say, no, don't talk about this, or yes, please, and then we can check them off here on my to-do list. So I want to start by recapping a little bit how this year was for me and for the YouTube channel, and share a little bit of the content I've been doing for my YouTube members, just so that you can see what you are missing out. And then we have an exciting new lens that was sent to me by my request, because I was very curious about it. And that is this Thypoch Sima lens. It's a Leica M mount lens, but I adapted it to my onto my Nikon ZF, and it is a lot of fun. And we can talk about it. I have some images to share if you want to see how this lens performs. I will do a review eventually in January or February, but here you can see a little sneak peek. Then I have some other stuff here on my table, some gadgets, some things that were sent to me, some stuff that I will also feature in another video. That will be very quick, I think. And then we can talk a little bit about Ricoh GR talk. There are some rumors cooking, and some people eagerly waiting for some updates. And maybe you've seen last YouTube premiere that Ricoh did on the Europe channel. That was a fun experience, seeing the live chat. Everyone getting very upset because there was no announcement. So we can chat about that if you want. Then I want to share some plans for 2024. Some plans for my photography, what I want to do. I have some book projects. Oh, I actually have some stuff that I can tease. There will be an update on the book or zine I'm doing with my friend Alex in Japan. You can also see a little sneak peek today. And what else? Some YouTube plans, New Year's resolutions, obviously. To be honest, I don't have one. I have a few ideas, but nothing unique. So maybe we can talk about that. And then whatever questions you have, we can do a little Q&A at the end or throughout this live stream. So let me put myself in the center again. So, oh, Eastblock Boy, congratulations for being a member for 36 months. And I've seen some, this channel reached 140k. Thanks a lot. Didn't expect that. I actually, to be honest, I don't check the numbers anymore, because the views per video are more important. It's more important than the subscriber amount. Oh, we have some people from Japan. It's cold there, Jamal. Dad joke alert. Yeah. I wanted to talk about this, but my hair is a mess. I was supposed to go to my barber in the beginning of December. Then I missed my appointment, and then he was booked out. And next appointment is January 17th. Sorry. So that means my hair is going to be a mess for a while. That's why I have my beanie on. And it's cold. It's actually cold. So, oh, what's the GR thing on the top shelf? Yeah, this is actually very cool. I got this from so a camera store in Hamburg had to close. And when I went there, I think it was the last week before they closed, they just gave it to me. They were like, oh, do you want this? We don't need this anymore. Let me show you. This is just a little product holder stand for the GR. Pretty cool, right? I don't know if they were allowed to give this to me, but I think Ricoh will be fine with me having it. So yeah, I created a little GR showcasing shelf. I want to get a little glass cover or box and put it in there. But yeah. I didn't want to get up during the stream because I'm wearing my pajama pants, but it's fine. So, Ricoh GR4. Oh, Peter, that's very nice your comment. That's makes me very happy. So happy New Year, Yoko. Happy holidays. Oh yeah, how was you guys' holidays? Did you celebrate Christmas or whatever else there's to celebrate? I had a very great time with my family. They all came to us, to our house. Every year Christmas is special nowadays because every year my brothers get to see my son, and every year it's different because they don't see him a lot. So yeah, it was great and took lots of photos, which I won't share here, but yeah, took a lot of photos. So, have I missed the book talk? Hi from the UK. No, not yet. I just started. There isn't really much of a book talk today, but I have some photos to share from a book that I finished with my friend Alex. We are calling it a book now, but let's talk about it later. Yeah, the new Leica store. Exactly, this camera store in Hamburg. It was named Meister Camera and also Photo House, 2 camera stores in one, and it's now has become a Leica store. And I recently went there because the same people work there from the previous store, and yeah. Is that GR functional? Yeah, that is a functional GR. Not a 3D printed or something like that. My wife and kid, how are they? Yeah, they are fine. Thanks for asking. They're doing well, and we are still in holidays. I started to work again, but my wife has no work. Everyone is so pressed about a GR4, but I feel like they don't need to add many things to it. I was told you lose color quality when you raise megapixels, so it really worth the compromise. Oh, maybe we start talking about we do Rico talk. Maybe that's what we do now. Yeah, good point. Photo pass, Josh. You know, to be real honest, last year I expected Rico to do something this year, and now they didn't, but we got a little bit of a teaser or hint that something is coming, not sure what, right? But to be really honest, this year I started to use my GRs more regularly again, and I don't think I actually think I don't want a new GR, not now. You know, maybe end of next year or whatever, then maybe it's a good time. But to be honest, for me, for what I do, I don't feel the need for an upgrade. So I actually filmed a GR4 wishlist video, an updated one. I shared that in this little video I did where I talked about my hard drive failure. That is one of the videos I lost, and in that video I'm basically saying, you know, I have patience. I don't need one right now because the things I want are mostly little improvements, and I think I said that I'm actually very scared to find out what the new GR is, and I don't want Rico to rush it because the GR has become so popular, especially the GR3. That I don't want them to, you know, do something because a lot of people are very loud and asking for changes. So I'm fine with them taking their time. Yeah. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? I know there's an X100 V successor coming out in February or March. Definitely next year. That of course will be very interesting, and I'm sure just because of the hype around the X100V, a lot of people will just buy it to be part of this hyped up camera, right? I even thought about buying one just to be featured on this channel and then sell it again. I don't know if I will do that, But a lot of people will do it because they know it will get the views, right? Especially if you're one of the first doing a video of this new X100. So there will be a lot of buzz around this camera. So if Ricoh puts out a new camera, brings out a new camera, it probably shouldn't be around the same time as the X100, even though I don't think these two cameras are comparable. It's a very simple question of, do you want a pocketable camera or do you want a camera with a viewfinder? And pocketable camera is the GR, and the X100 is not really pocketable, but you get the OVF and it's 35mm equivalent, so that's not really what I want. So I'm quite happy that Ricoh is giving me all these options that fit my style of photography, which is 40 and 28. That's really what I enjoy the most. Anyways, let me read some predictions and comments here. I like to see the GR4 remove video functions. No one uses video, and removing the mic speakers will improve weather sealing. Yeah, I do agree. I'm reading a lot of comments of people who would like to see better video features because they want to film their family or want to be able to film. But most of us have a smartphone, and I think the video coming out of smartphones nowadays is will be good enough. I would not need to film with a GR. I think another problem will be overheating maybe. And the videos I film of my family with my iPhone are totally fine. So yeah, and if it does improve weather sealing when you remove the mic, the microphone holes here on the body, I don't know, maybe. It's definitely one more point, access point for dust to get in. So yeah, I would also agree to remove maybe video, yeah. I do like the Q3 a lot. I feel like they raised the amount of megapixels, but they made no compromise. The colors remind me of the original Q. I hated the colors the Q2 produced, even though it's sharp. Yeah, I didn't like the Q2 colors either. Q3, yeah, I don't know. I have zero interest in the Q series anymore because I can't get past their in-camera lens corrections. It drives me crazy. Even although you can crop the hell out of it, out of Q2 or Q3, even more images, they always have this distorted look, and that's not, yeah, it's not for me. But yeah, the question was earlier about megapixels. So that was also a point that I addressed in my updated GR4 wishlist video that you will never see because I lost it. Is that I said that in my first video that I did, that you can see on my channel, I wished for a 40 megapixel sensor, but I actually take that back and I'm fine with 24. I would say just keep it 24, but maybe do a BSI sensor. I don't know if that is possible, but just give us better low light performance, cleaner pixels. We don't need more, I think, for a camera that is mostly for snap shooting or street photography. It would be nice to have something around 36 or 3. I would not be against that, as long as it is not degrading the image quality, because I'm super happy with the current files. All I want is just a little better shadow recovery. That's it. That would be a useful improvement, I think. Okay. And in general, dust problem, I also mentioned that in my video. People like to call it a dust problem. I know I'm very biased. As a GR ambassador, you might not believe anything I say because maybe you think I only say positive things about Ricoh. I do tend to say mostly positive things because that's why I'm an ambassador. I wouldn't want to represent a brand that I'm not a fan of. And I can acknowledge that Ricoh has to do a lot of work by making especially the GR3 is a little more fragile than the previous GR models, especially this back wheel and, The lens has some weird quirks sometimes. I'm sure you experienced it, that the lens isn't retracting. Then you have to turn the camera off or eject the battery and put it back in. That does sometimes happen with my cameras as well. As long as it is not breaking the camera, I'm fine with it. But yeah, it's not. They should improve reliability 100%. But the dust, I have dust on my sensor, yeah, and I see it sometimes, but I only see it when I shoot pictures of the sky and I'm at f11 or higher. But below that, I don't see it. For everything I do, I don't see the dust spots. Maybe because I don't shoot much higher than f8. I try to be always wide open, because that's when the GR is the sharpest, somehow. And I use shutter priority, so I don't even change aperture. So the camera often chooses an open shutter aperture. So I don't call it a dust problem, because it isn't a problem to me. And I have some other friends who use the GR, they also never have a problem. But I know some people have dust immediately after the first day buying the camera. That is of course not something you want to see, and it should not appear so early. So yeah, they can, if they can improve it, maybe have a better shake feature, sensor shake feature, or little vacuum cleaner inside. I don't know, because I think weather sealing, as much as I would like to see eventually someday when Ricoh makes the GR weather sealed, then the usability goes from here to here, right? Because suddenly you can go out without an umbrella, don't care about the weather, and just shoot. That would be great. But I think the biggest problem is the lens. I don't think they can weather seal it, but if they would come up with a solution to get rid of the sensor, then that could be a workaround. I don't know. I hope they find a way to weather seal it, but it's probably very difficult. I was told that it's difficult. So. Okay. Sorry if I missed any comments and questions. I'm slow. That's my excuse. I'm slow. Oh, my autofocus is hunting. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, what else can we say? Let me see. Can't wait for the new film camera. Yeah, all right. 2024, new film cameras coming from Pentax. Not from Ricoh, but Pentax. Yeah, that will be very interesting. I'm mostly interested to see how it will change the film community or the film brands, if they are going to support it and follow up with some new products. Hopefully this can benefit film photography. It's not really for me, because I'm done with film. No thanks, no time. I'm happy with digital, but I'm happy to see someone making this step and not charging $6,000 for it. Okay. So I have to leave now, but just to say that I so look forward to a video as part of my weekend. Oh, thanks, ukulele videos. Thank you so much, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. New Ricoh needs to be more durable. Owned my GR3 for a year, and the back click wheel defect appeared. Yeah, that's the first thing that probably glitches out, and hopefully not. Yeah, it does glitch out. Yeah, I had it on 2 cameras. I have 4 GRs at the moment, and on 2 it happened, and they were my first GRs. The other ones are fine somehow. And I never use, so we are talking about this, right? This back wheel. I never use it. And the only reason to use it is to change ISO, come on camera, or to change exposure compensation. But because I use shutter priority and auto ISO, I use this back adjustment lever, lever, to change exposure compensation, and that's why I don't need to use this back wheel. So I'm shooting differently on a GR than I would shoot with other cameras. I'm quite happy leaving everything in auto except speed, because for me speed is the most important setting to control for me. Okay, let's move on quickly because we have other stuff to talk about. But let me see a few more GR comments. Predictions for 2024 Nikon ZF-R. Yeah, would be cool. I don't know. I'm happy with the 24 megapixels. Oh, I went back with the comments. I missed a lot of new comments. So, I do regret selling. So, Josh is saying, yeah, I do regret selling my GS3 and getting the GS3X. Oh, I tried emailing Ricoh USA to see if they can exchange. Got no response back. Difficult. I think you have to contact your dealer store. I don't know if maybe you got it from Ricoh directly. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say anything to that other than make your decision. Choose wisely. I don't know. I'm not helping, but it's with everything you have to experience it first to know if it's for you. I'm in this position where I can use the GRs and not have to worry about choosing one because I get to use them all basically. So but for me, I found out the GS3X is actually the one that I always take with me if I only have to take one. But it took me a while to really know what works best. So maybe you can still find a way, or maybe Ricoh's just enjoying their holidays. But yeah, hope you can exchange it. And if not, then you can probably sell it and find someone who wants to exchange it or buy it. Thoughts on the new Voigtlander 28 1.4? We will talk about it in a second when we talk about that Thypoch lens, because these two are now rivaling products. Let me check my time. Okay, already a half an hour. So Martin says, greetings from Sweden. About not shooting film, do you feel like cameras like the ZF that I know you have and reviewed give you some of that feeling instead? Yeah, the question is if a camera like the ZF, which is here by the way, give me some of the feeling, the experience of shooting film. I would say yes and no. It depends also what you're looking for, because a lot of people like to shoot film because of how the images look and feel, right? You can never get that on digital. It's just a different look. You're dealing with pixels, and with film you have chemicals. So it's a totally different feel. But in terms of the shooting experience, I would say you can definitely find cameras like the ZF, or even old DSLRs, and use them manually. It will give you that analog experience. That's definitely one of the reasons I wanted to have that ZF. But the other one is because especially for street photography, when I had my Leicas back in the days, it's not that long ago, but during the pandemic, I experimented with a bunch of Leicas and had also an M for a while, and I loved the experience. But I realized that I'm not a rangefinder person. I like optical viewfinders, but even though I got used to the parallax shift and correcting the frame lines to get the right composition, I just felt stupid having to deal with that. You know, when I look through a DSLR or optical viewfinder that looks through the lens, I see exactly what I'm getting, and I like that. So I decided that everything else I like with the Leica M, for example, I can get, good example is the Nikon ZF. You have the dials here. I don't need to turn on the camera. I can set my exposure settings, aperture ring, if you have a lens that has one. And then, I have an EVF, and I was always anti-EVF, pro OVF. But this one is actually a very nice one. It is nice because it does look natural. It has no weird smearing or motion blur. You definitely see the pixels. It's not like as sharp as real life, but I think much more than the pixels, the contrast and the look, the overall colors and is more important. And this one has a very nice viewfinder, and then it's just shooting like an M. Even I don't even see the screen. So, zack, 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 bam, bam, done. And if I want to have autofocus, I can just use an autofocus lens and shoot in a different way. So I like the ZF because it gives you multiple experiences. Yeah, obviously Leica M is better built, will probably last longer, but it's too much of a compromise for me. Those sweet 13 megapixels of the original 5D, yeah. Do you feel like people on the street notice the slightly bigger ZF compared to your other street camera? So, it's funny because my other street camera, besides my GRs, is my Nikon D850. So, compared to that, the ZF is much more compact and smaller. I don't think they notice it. And that's also a reason why I got this special leather exterior model, because it does look even more retro and friendly, hopefully. If I wear a big black box, it's probably more intimidating. And so far, no one commented on the camera. Not even compliments. Which is good, because when I had a Leica, I was always stopped and be like, is that a Leica? Oh, cool, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let me shoot. I don't want to talk. I hope that answered the question. And most importantly for me, if I shoot the other experience you get with film or with a rangefinder is using the distance scales of your lens and using zone focusing, pre-focusing for your distance, and that's also something that I learned with DM. It made me very good at it, I think. And on the GRs I use snap focus, so it is kind of a similar thing. But with the Nikon you can also do that. If you have a lens that has a distance scale, it's the same. And it's the same on my DSLR. I have a Voigtlander 40 where I can pre-focus my lens. So many things are similar, and the things that are not similar are not important to me right now, so far. Okay, I think we are done with Ricoh talk and ZF talk, but a little bit of ZF talk will continue, so we can first of all check this here, and let's move on to this Thypoch Chimera. Have you guys even heard about it? Is it even interesting for you guys? Maybe not. So I'm talking about this new lens manufacturer. It's a Chinese company, but they're doing something very unique. So this is a brand new manufacturer. They actually released announced or debuted their products in Hamburg, in my city. during Photopia, which is a big photo convention, photo fair. But I didn't know that. And I didn't see them at the fair. Later, someone at the camera store told me about them. Then I found them on Instagram. I saw their website. I saw the concept. I was like, wow, 28 1.4, but this compact. And I like how it looks. So I contacted them and on Instagram first and told them I'm very interested to try that lens out. And I told them it could be a very cool lens to adapt onto a Nikon ZF, for example. And then they were very excited and said, yeah, sure, I'm very happy to send me a lens. They want me to do a review, obviously. I agreed. And I have this lens now since, I don't know, 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Yeah, you can see it here on the screen. I don't need to do close-up. But they sent me a demo version. You can see it here. It says demo. So it's not a production model. And it has some quirks. Unfortunately, some of the quirks are deal breakers for me. But I actually reached out to them again and asked them if they're going to fix some of these issues. They haven't sent me any reply, but I think some of them will be fixed. But I will talk about it in my review. So what's interesting is they are marketing their lenses as this. I think we could actually read out some of their marketing jargon. You know, a lot of the times, especially with Chinese companies, when they do their branding, their marketing is often a little bit cheesy, and they are also a little bit on the cheesy side. But at the same time, you read this and you're kind of like, oh yeah, I want to be part of this. Maybe you will see what I mean when we read out some of their sentences. Especially here, a new way of seeing, a window into the present, like a portal. It transports us beyond the constraints of the ordinary, revealing a world of hidden grandeur and subtle majesty. How can you get not excited by this? So they definitely got me with their marketing, and we can look at some images here. And they are not making clinical perfect lenses. I think they're actually saying that they want to make lenses that have feeling. They have a soul. At the same time, they're kind of copying the Leica lens formulas, which is interesting, but good for us, because if it's a good formula, then maybe it's good to copy it. You can see it here on the bottom. This is how it looks in silver, by the way. They have this lens hood. I didn't get this lens hood. They just sent me the lens. But I still had this screw-on lens hood that I bought a long time ago on eBay. And I think that this one does work very well on this model. Because without it, it is a little long. I'm using it with an adapter. And I also had it on a Leica M11 in the store. And it fits much better on an M camera, because it's the native mount for it. But you see, with my adapter here, which is a Earth adapter, by the way, it's not a good one. I don't recommend it because it has some play. But you see how it's not too long, but it looks a little weird, like a long nose coming out of the ZF. But when I add this lens hood on it, it kind of makes the lens balance better, maybe. For me, it looks better, at least. It's still very long, but when I look down at my camera, it feels better. It feels better with this lens hood. So, anyways, back to this window. So what you can see here, this is the lens formula here. They have a floating element as well. And I don't know how to read MTF charts, but it looks kind of good, right? I don't know. Maybe someone can explain how to read this. I don't know what this means here. S10, S30. What does that mean? But I looked at a bunch of MTF charts in my life, and I think this looks like it should be a good performer. But this is not really reflecting my experience. So that's probably because I have a demo copy. And if you look at the 35mm lens here, this lens construction, this formula is very similar to the Leica 35 Summilux FLE. And here's the MTF chart. Oh, a gateway to authenticity. And you all know I'm all about that authenticity. So I can relate to their marketing. I feel like they're talking to me. Oh, this is also very cool. I don't know. They don't have an animation here. Yeah, they have this very cool vintage design. Oh, I have to show you this because if you haven't seen it yet, I think it will be cool to show it. So you see here the distance scale, and then usually you have lines here, but they have these holes. Oh, what's going on? Let's wait for the camera to focus. Wow. Oh man, this is my XH1 by the way. Sigma 60mm 1.4. It works much better on my XS20. Come on, you almost had it. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Sorry guys. Come on. Okay, I think you can see it now. So, it's not quite focused. But if I turn this aperture dial, you can see that like red dots are appearing. It's very hard to see. Ah, missed. Missed. Which means shit. But you will see it in my review. And it's very cool. Aperture ring, by the way. Very nice sound. You can also even declick it. There's a little switch here. And then it's declicked. Which I will never use, but it's cool. They have an infinity lock. Which would be cool if this lens actually focuses to infinity. But it does focus beyond that. I hope that's an issue with my copy and having it adapted on this camera. Because that makes this infinity lock absolutely useless to me. And because the distance scale is, or the distances are not accurate, it really makes the whole design and everything useless. Because if you can't rely on the distance scale, then there's no point of looking at it when you're shooting. So if you only use the viewfinder and use focus peaking or zoom in and use an EVF, maybe you can still use it. And that's how I use it. But I hope they get it right. So if you want to see some photos, then we can look at some photos. Here, let's go. So I took this lens out to what is this? My wife works for a ballet company, and there was a little Christmas performance from kids, basically a performance for their parents, and we watched it with my son. He couldn't stand still. That's why we had to sit here behind these bars, and I thought, oh, this is a bad place to take photos from. But at the end, it ended up being much better than sitting in the crowd, probably not seeing anything at all. So this is, most of them here are wide open. This is ISO, what is this? 1100, yeah. But I probably also brighten it up a little bit. But this is basically wide open performance. Should be fine. And what I want you to focus on is the look. Yeah. So this, I think this lens is also very beautiful in black and white. It has some field curvature. Uh-oh. So when you focus on something in the middle, don't expect everything to be in focus on the same plane. So what happens is that when you focus on something in the middle, the corners are the corners go, the sharpness goes closer to you on the corners. I don't know, I'm bad at explaining it, but not so much. It's not like crazy bad. Here's my friend Delmar. He actually bought the Sima 35 and used it on his Sony camera. So I could also compare, I see the 35 version. So, but this is a nice look, isn't it? I mean, this basically makes the ZF a little like a Q. And it's even 1.4 and not 1.7. So, and focusing using the EVF, very easy, very fast. I rarely have to even zoom in to check focus because I can see the focus shifting. Oh, and if you want to see a little close-up here, that looks pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. A little bit more distance, but wide open again. And because it was Christmas, it was Christmas season. You can see also some lights in the background, which will give you some ideas about the bokeh balls. And they have 14 lens elements. So, no, aperture blades, which means they should be very round, but it's not perfectly round. Here's another example, wide open, if you want to shoot some portraits. Here Delmar was walking towards me, and I was able to pull focus while he was walking towards me, and I pretty much nailed it. So try that with a rangefinder. A little difficult, but you can of course do it if you're a master. And here you can see his 35 with his Sony. And you can also see a little bit of glow here because I'm shooting wide open, and that's the character you get. It's not like super clinical sharp, but it has good sharpness, but gives you a little bit of an organic feel. I really like it. And vignetting is quite strong. But that's with most lenses this fast. Yeah, and I like 28 1.4. I like the look. I'm using a Nikon 28 1.4 on my DSLR, and being able to get that look now using a much smaller lens, even though it's manifocus, is really nice. Some slow shutter shots from a parade, just to show you what kind of look you're getting. They're not super sharp, and because it's high ISO. What is this? Oh, 640 is not that bad. But here you can see I probably focused on the hand. Yeah, a little noisy, but it's totally fine. And you can see here, autofocus background is not, it has some onion rings, which is fine. My Nikon is definitely smoother. The Q is definitely very smooth. If you know how the Leica Q looks like, it is not like that. It's very smooth. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like, but the background is underwater or something. That's probably what most people really like about the Q, is the how soft the background blurs. Some photos of my brother. Wanted to see how this looks when you do environmental portraits. Did I focus on him here? Yeah. So it's a nice lens. I really enjoyed it. This one I really like. And yeah, focus is not perfectly on the eyes, but for 24 megapixels, this looks good. This was during Christmas. And oh yeah, close focusing distance is 40 centimeters, which is very close. We were sitting, this was in the church, Christmas Eve. I was sitting a row behind them. So I can touch the shoulder of my brother, but I was able to have them in focus. This is probably almost the close focus distance. So it's perfectly fine for when you are in tight environments. Here's just a backlight situation. If you want to see how the lens performs in strong backlight. I don't know if this flare comes from the lens or from my UV filter, because I was using a UV filter. But this is, for me, this is very acceptable performance. And you get these nice star-shaped sun rays. I think that was f8 probably. What you don't get is any aperture information in your EXIF data, because the lens isn't communicating with the lens. More wide open bokeh shots here. This is why I like 28 1.4. This 3D look, you know. If you put something in the middle and go close, and then you still get this nice blurry background. It's not something you get with the GRs, but that's why I don't shoot like that with my GRs. Mirror selfie, gotta do it. Another mirror selfie. I don't know if I focused right. But yeah, and you can see a little bit of distortion here. Probably, I'm not sure. This bar might not be straight. There's no lens profile for it yet. Another thing to be aware of. So, these are all the images I can show for now. I'm on a mission tomorrow to capture more images for my review. And then hopefully in January I can publish a video talking about it. I want to give this a very good, good try. And hopefully sell you guys this lens. No, I will be very honest and I will tell them if they produce a crappy lens, I will mention that. I will say that. Because the distance scale thing is very, very frustrating. What's the point if you cannot rely on the distance scales? Then just just put on one big focus ring and tell people to focus using the viewfinder or live view. So I hope they're going to work on that. And then they really have a great lens, and I really want them to succeed, because who else is making this such a compact 28 1.4? And now we could talk about Voigtlander's announcement of their 28 1.5 M-mount lens, but we can only speculate, and Voigtlander has also their own look. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm not sure how much I like it. Some lenses I like, some and others I don't like. I'm sure it's going to be very solid, but it's going to be much more expensive, and we probably won't see it until February. And I don't know, if I can get my hands on one, I would like to compare it and try it, but we will see. So we can check off this now. We already reached an hour. I wanted to keep this stream short, but I have a little bit more time, but I have to get up very early tomorrow. So, oh yeah, let me show you some stuff. If anything I do here is boring, let me know. And we change the topic. But I think a lot of people wanted to hear about this lens, because there isn't much on the internet at the moment, especially the 28. No one has yet published any reviews. I know that Hashim from Pushing Film, I think got one. I think I saw Thypoch reposting Instagram story from him. So he's probably going to do a very good review, I'm sure. And mine, I don't know when mine is coming out. I wanna capture some cool photos. I'm not so happy with what I got yet. They're good enough to showcase the lens, but I want to capture some Thypoch worthy photos. You know, I wanna you know what I mean. I wanna take photos that fit their marketing speak. Okay, let me quickly check the chat. Yeah, the distance scale and rangefinder coupling is most often not accurate. Even Leica cannot get it right. Their own lenses often are not focusing to infinity. Always a little bit beyond. The other distances are mostly correct, but a lot of native lenses are not correct. So there's no perfect lens. Although the Voigtlander 40mm 1.2 Z mount lens is actually perfect. I was so surprised when I got it, and I used it in Denmark, if you remember my road trip video. And the infinity is really infinity, and it's so nice to be able to rely on the lens and just put your lens all the way to infinity, because then you can take pictures out of your car, and you know it's the horizon is going to be in focus. So why can't they get it right? I don't know. It should be simple, no? Maybe it's very hard, I don't know. Okay, we have some people joining now. Jan is saying, thanks for the stream, came late. There shall be some storm in Germany as well, right? Yeah, so far it's not too crazy right now where I live, but we had some very stormy and rainy days. It's raining every day, and our basement actually got a little bit of water coming from the ground. Just a little bit. Not more, thankfully. But yeah, it's a lot of rain right now. Okay, do we think the Sigma Z-mount lenses? I think there are already some Z-mount Sigma lenses out for APS-C. I would like to see them coming to Z-mount, but to be honest, with the ZF, I'm more looking forward to using manual-focusing lenses or very compact autofocus lenses. I don't want to... Sigma is great. I use them for video. I don't really like to use them for photography, to be honest. Hey, what's up, Sergio? Did you ever get the heater fixed? Good question. Yeah, we are in the process of renovating, and we have to renew our heater. So, short answer is no, but we are working with someone, and next year in January or February we will start the process. Yep, and it's going to be expensive. Any chance you're going back and shooting some film? Yeah, I still have a Nikon F100. I still have some film, some Kodak Gold. Maybe. But not for serious work. I mean, I will shoot film maybe to shoot pictures during a vacation. Or I have some photos that I took of my son, and I really like them because my childhood photos were all on film. But I won't do any serious shooting with film. It takes just too much time to scan them and do stuff with them. And yeah, I like the look though. Okay, what lenses do you recommend getting for the ZF for street or general? Definitely the two most suitable lenses, the 28 2.8 and the 40 f2. These two are probably all you need. And then you can look at these at the Nikon's S lenses maybe. They are a little longer. That would be my choice. And then if you fancy manual-focusing, then yeah, get an M-mount adapter and buy some small compact M lenses. That is probably a very fun way to do street photography. Okay, I'm going to move on and show you some stuff. Because on this channel we are all about gear, right? Oh, all this gear talk. Actually, there are a bunch of videos coming out that will totally not be about gear. They just take a little more time to edit. But I have some great interviews and some from some really cool photographers. Okay, so first thing we can mention and give a shout out to is squarehood.se. This is not a sponsored stream, but they have been sending me a lot of their lens hoods throughout the years, and recently they released the first Ricoh GR lens hood with an integrated filter. This is how it looks. It's available now on their website. They sent me, I only have the prototypes, which are mostly final, but on my GR3 it is not perfectly straight, but this is basically how it looks like. It's a lens hood which has a blurry hand, which has a filter integrated in it. And first when I saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that. But it's nice because it makes the GR super compact still. And when I turn on the camera, you will see that I have no battery in it. I can't show you. But the lens is right under the filter, which is good, which is nice because if you use a filter, you want it as close as possible to your lens so you avoid getting flares in your frame, in your images. So, and they used to have, I can't talk, sorry. They made a lot of hoods for Fujifilm, and here are a few of them, which I also really liked. I think this is called the Model P, but you had to have an adapter here, an extension tube. This one is from Nisi, and then you can put it on directly if you want to. This is also very compact. Or you would have to use an additional male-to-male adapter ring. Oh no, this is a thing that Squarewood is providing. And then you can, then it looks like this, you know, it's a little longer, which I also like. So, and then they also have this thumb rest, which they make. To be honest, I don't like this one. I'm not a fan of this. And I told him, Thomas from Squarewood, because it is not giving me enough grip, of a grip. The other one I bought from JJC or some Chinese maker is better, I think. More grip. This one is so far on the edge that you have to hold your camera like this. With the other thumb rest I have, my thumb is here, which is much more comfortable. But it's a preference thing, I guess. It does look very sleek, you know. It's very unobtrusive, very. I'm missing the vocabulary to articulate myself, but yeah, it's also available. It's well made, but it's not. I don't like the shape of it. Maybe because I'm used to the other one. Okay, so that was squarehood.se. If you want to check them out, if you go into my YouTube description, or did I update it? Oh, I didn't update it. Probably. I have an affiliate link. Oh shit! This is how I suck at YouTube, right? I should have an affiliate link and send it into the chat, and then you can all buy it, and I get some money from it. And yeah, I don't have a link. Sorry, I have an affiliate link, but I don't know where it is. It's okay. It's okay. It's not so important. Okay. What else can I show you? Oh yeah. Today actually I got a big delivery from Wotancraft. You probably heard of them. They're a Taiwanese workshop company that makes camera bag straps. I featured them on my channel before because I think they make very nice camera straps. I never really tested their bags, and then recently they approached me and showed me these new straps that they're making, and I have a few of them here. They look very cool and weird. What is this? So this is they call them Parachuter series. Yeah, I have one on my ZF in black, and this is basically a paracord strap plus a leather strap, and it is inspired by this war photographer. I forgot his name, but there's an article on Petapixel or somewhere. This war photographer was using a paracord string or strap and made a camera strap out of it, and I think he even used a ring from a grenade, so very hardcore, and he used that on his Leica M2 or something like that. So Wotancraft was inspired by this story and made these camera straps that also have a paracord attached to it. And then they have this leather piece for your neck, which they already are selling with their other strap series. Then they also make this small little wrist strap, which feels very nice because your wrist can basically get hugged by leather. You feel the leather here, it feels nice, and then you can grab your camera and it's very secure. It does look very cool. It's almost like I'm a punk rock dude. And the one I have here for my ZF is just black and then slightly blue, grayish paracord. They have a bunch of combinations. So this is one thing they sent me, and I'm going to do a dedicated video about their products, maybe combining it with a little road trip and pretend like I'm doing a road trip and show the products that way. Really cool. And then they wanted me to also try out their bags, and I always heard good things about them. A lot of Leica shooters are also fan of their bags. Here's one of their sling bags, shoulder bags. This is called the Wollstonecraft Pilot Messenger 7 liter. Just got it today, so my opinion is just based on today's experience. Tomorrow I'm going to use it outside. It's also available in a different color. And to be honest, I stopped using shoulder bags and or sling bags and shoulder bags because I would always carry so heavy gear that my shoulder would start to dip down, and my shoulders were not straight anymore, and I got a little bit of pain here. Then I moved on to using backpacks. I don't know if you want to know what backpacks I'm using right now, but I like light backpacks that can carry most of my daily stuff and that not look like camera bags. This one does not really look like a camera bag, and Wollstonecraft makes products that are a little bit inspired by military clothing, so that's probably the vibe you're getting from looking at this. And then I have these accessory add-ons that you can fit onto these, whatever this is called. So this is all just an add-on you can have. Then they have some things you can add inside the bag. And what I also like is that inside is there's a color that's not just black. So here you can see I just put in 2 dividers next to each other, so it's just 2 compartments, and I can put my ZF here and whatever else I want to carry on the other side. I won't show you everything because this is supposed to be a sneak peek, but I like what I see so far. It has some a lot of useful stuff, There's a little compartment here where I'm probably going to put in batteries and SD cards and stuff like that. And it has this magnet clip here. So yeah, this is their messenger bag. I'm starting to make a review here on the stream. And then they also sent me their backpack. Bah! Look at this big backpack. They say it's it could be like a daily bag, but I think it's a little bit too big. 18 liter. It's very slim though. You can remove this waist belt as well. Side access. Again, you can put in some accessories here. If David is watching, my filmer, this one you can probably have it after my review. We will talk about it tomorrow because I wanted to give him some of this stuff as a thanks for filming my videos. And we will do a giveaway, so you guys can also win bags and straps. We haven't discussed the details yet, but yeah, look out for my review, probably in January, February, something like that. So you will see more of this. Okay, I think that's it when it comes to products. I think we all spent enough money this year. I think one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be to not buy. It's difficult for me because I do this for a living, showing products and reviewing. But I probably won't get anything camera related, except maybe 1 or 2 lenses. But in terms of cameras, I'm pretty much set. So that's probably one of my New Year's resolutions, is to not spend too much money. This year I also had to really raise my expenses for tax reasons. So I had a good excuse to use this year for investing. So so I couldn't read your comments. Hopefully this was kind of useful information. And I've seen a bunch of reviews already, so it's not like new stuff that I'm showing you here, but I never used their bags, and I want to share my honest opinion. Okay, paracord straps need to stop. Why? They might be strong, but they're ugly as fuck. I don't know. I think they're pretty beautiful. Well, we will see. You know why I like them? I forgot to show you. I can do it in my review. It's because I don't like stiff straps when I hold my cameras. And most leather straps are very stiff. So the experience of holding a camera becomes then different. The camera feels fatter. But with these paracord straps, I think the camera will feel lighter again. But at the same time, you have something nice for your neck. So we will see. I will test them, and then yeah. Mike Kroner Photography. Moin moin. Grüße an Mike hier, Kollege aus Deutschland. Yeah, shout out to Mike, German photography channel. He's another street photographer. Black and white, monochrome, Leica shooter. It's all in German though, but yeah, check him out. Let me see. Strap used for when you're doing airborne street photography. Yeah. Yeah, it's just something different, you know? I think it's a cool look. So. Question here regarding the glass inside the lens hood. That's probably a good important question to ask. If it's how the quality is of the glass, because you're putting some glass in front of your lens, you want it to be high quality, and especially compared to a B&W filter, I can tell you by my own experience that a B&W filter is definitely going to be better than this here. This is definitely not cheap glass, but you are losing a little bit of contrast. Sharpness, not so much. But it does reduce contrast slightly. Maybe sharpness minus 0.2. It's totally random number, but there's a little reduction of contrast and a little bit of sharpness. But it is definitely not something I would be bothered by, as long as you don't need to take photos of something that needs the best resolution and contrast. Most often you won't notice the difference. But yeah, a B&W filter is definitely worth the money if you want to get the most out of the GR. All right, let me see what else we have here. I think that the other stuff here, maybe we don't need to talk about. We can talk about here plans for 2024 and combine it with New Year's resolution. Let's do it at the end. Q&A, we're kind of doing it right now, so let's check that off. This one I also did. Recap, it's not important. So we are at the last two things on the agenda. Okay. Comments. BDSM street life. Yeah, because of the leather. It does kind of look like a whip. Maybe a different special model they have to bring out. Okay, Spencer is saying, my toxic trait is that I'm convinced that there's some serious relationships between camera and war manufacturing. Okay. Don't exactly know what you mean by that, but it is a little bit of a tricky connection here. I like the aesthetic of Wotancraft's product because they just look like tools to use when you are on assignment. You know, Peak Design does also do great stuff, but sometimes their products or their bags look a little bit more, how do you say? It's like for a younger audience, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of their designs, to be honest. I used to use one of their sling bags and it was great, but the backpacks. Then there's also Wandered, right? And actually during Black Friday, I bought one of their sling bags and then returned it because I really didn't like it. It was super stiff, didn't feel good on my shoulders. But they also do nice bags. But yeah, maybe that's... I'm mostly looking at the aesthetic when it comes to Wotancraft. They have cool products and they're inspired by military clothing and accessories, and I say why not. So, what else did I miss? Oh, jemand aus Hamburg. Grüße aus Hamburg. Someone is greeting me from Hamburg. Mr. 6 Uhr. Grüße zurück. Und alles Gute, frohes Neues. Und vielen Dank für deinen Support. He's a long time member here. By the white mustache with a crown icon. That's when you know you are an OG member. Do you think it's desirable to edit a digital image to try and replicate the analog colors and feeling? I see the Cobalt images has some promising presets like the Kodak Portra look. Good that you mentioned Cobalt image because they have reached out to me recently again to share these new looks, these new profiles. And I'm not sure if I want to do something because I already did one video and it's not the most interesting topic. You will never get the look of a chemical result, which is film. You can emulate the color palette maybe, but there will be other things like the grain or the noise or grain, how the light is falling, how the light falls off from contrasty edges, and it all does look different. So you will get the color palette, but the feel of an analog photo has more than just colors. It's everything else. So Cobalt image is definitely a good place to get accurate, or not accurate, but get good results from, because they're doing some kind of wizardry and they are getting the colors mostly right. So I would give it a try, and man, you can only lose $50 or how much they charge. But if it's good, then it's worth it. Okay. Lastwagen is saying, I also love a more understated equipment aesthetic. Don't need to broadcast your fancy artist everywhere. Exactly. Yeah. Right. I bought a backpack in Japan a long time ago. Unfortunately, it is falling apart. That's why I had to buy a new one. And that one looks nothing like a camera bag. It's actually not really even ideal to carry a camera in there. But as long as you protect your camera, you have a little camera insert, maybe you can make any bag be a camera bag. And especially when you travel, you don't want to carry a big low pro or whatever bag that looks like a camera bag, because you will be target number one. Yeah, and most camera bags are also very heavy, so bags should be light. Grüße zurück nach Zürich. Keegan says thoughts on Viltrox 27mm versus Fuji 35 f2 if you're doing hybrid video and photo shooting. Two very different lenses. I would base your decision based on portability and look. With the Viltrox you get almost the full frame look. If you want to go for a wide open 3D pop kind of look, then you get that with Viltrox. But the 35 f2 is lighter, but it's a different focal length, so that's the two factors you should consider. What lenses would you recommend for a beginner who's getting a Fujifilm X-H1 as their first real camera? Main lenses in mind, 18-55, 16-55, and a bunch of more lenses. So any gear question, like should I buy this, should I buy this, what is better, is always difficult to answer, so I can't give you a straight answer. I would say if you're new to photography, get it with the kit lens 18-55 and then move on to a more expensive lens if you know what you want. If you want a wide open shallow depth of field and look, then you get a prime lens. If you want zooms, then you get a better zoom next time. So that would be my general answer. Plans of visiting Japan. Yeah, let's talk about plans. 2024 plans. Visiting Japan is definitely on my list of things I want to do. But it's difficult because we would only be able to go during summer. But in summer it's very hot. I don't want to be in Japan in summer. And at the same time, my wife and I, we are slowly thinking to adding another child into our family and make life even more stressful, adventurous, less sleep, because we want to sleep less. No, but we think it's a good time now, and if that happens and my wife gets pregnant, then we want to spend her pregnancy and the birth in Japan, which means we will be in Japan for a longer time, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months, who knows. So because we don't know if she's going to get pregnant this year, this spring, who knows, we will see. It's up to me to make that happen. But if she gets pregnant, then we would not be able to go in summer. So it doesn't make sense for us to book a ticket now. It would have to be a flexible ticket. It's going to be more expensive, but we don't know. So ideally we go in fall or end of next year and then stay in winter and come back in summer in 2025. That would be our ideal scenario. We gotta see. But I really want to go back to Japan because I found a project that I want to finish shooting in Osaka, and I can't do that in summer. I would have to be in Osaka during the other seasons. So I hope we can make it happen. I will make it happen. Other plans 2024, in terms of street photography, definitely want to keep shooting. Because I'm working on some projects that I'm making into books, I'm only out to do street photography for the experience, for the fun of it. I'm not really out to get an amazing shot or capture an award-winning photo. If it happens, then nice, but I'm not searching for it. So that's my approach next year. It's just going to enjoy street photography the most I can, but focusing on finishing some projects and hopefully finding something new to shoot. Yeah, there are some other things, events I want to cover. Cannot talk about it now. So books, like just mentioned, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I'm making it work somehow. You can only expect more from me next year. So that's the only promise I can make, is next year is going to be, you will get similar stuff that you got this year, but probably more of it or better quality. But you will get more. Maybe more frequent, but less quality videos. I'm kind of thinking of doing every now and then a little spontaneous one. I have a little concept in mind. You will see. Maybe I do these streams every now and then. But I will do a little bit more. Because I lost some videos because of my hard drive failure. Yeah. At the same time, I'm doing it in my pace. If it's stressful, I'm going to take a break. No stress. Where was I? Books. Oh, I want to show you something. Hopefully I can share it quickly. Yes, I can. So first of all, if you guys liking my channel and my content, and you are only an official public subscriber, then first of all, thank you for subscribing and following my channel. That is already all the support I can ask for. But if you are looking for more behind the scenes, seeing what else is going on, how's my son doing? Can I see an unedited version of this and this video? Do you have a longer outtake from this interview? Then yes, you can do that by becoming a member of my YouTube channel. No pressure. So I have a YouTube membership here. I want to show you how that looks like. So you can see some of the recent uploads I did. Every month I do at least one member video, but mostly it's more than one. And I share little details, behind the scenes, progress of projects. For example, here I have this little video I did yesterday. Here's what really happened. Did Rico F up? And what I want to show you is the Kyushu zine, or we're calling it a book now, that I'm doing with Alex Munoz, Alex on Streets in Japan. We did this in last year. We have it in our hands. It is printed. Here you can see one side. This is Alex's side. The other side is my side, because you can read the book from both sides, and then we meet in the middle. Here's where we meet. We both took the same selfie, and then you can see a little map of our tour. Special thanks here to the community for everyone who supported this adventure by donating and being a member and stuff like that. You are all eternalized here in this book. And you can see it's pretty thick. That's why we are calling it a book. The pages also are quite thick. It's called Hello Kyushu, Goodbye Kyushu, because for me, it's the first time exploring this prefecture in Japan. This is how it looks like. And the reason why we did this road trip is because it was in the middle of the pandemic, or right at the end. We were kind of tired of street photography. Everyone was with masks, and it was a little depressing to do street photography. So we decided to go on a road trip together with his car. It was just 4 days, but 4 intense days. And our goal was for my goal at least, was to get a little escape from my negative thoughts, from my family life, a little break, and do just photography for us. And I think he wanted the same. And we had a plan where to go, but I was really looking forward to just see what comes up and taking photos of landscapes and rural places, but from a street photographer's point of view. So you don't see any images here from this book, but you can tell by the covers that it's kind of street photography, but in nature. Although we didn't meet a lot of people, so it's a lot of quiet places. So stay tuned. This is coming out in January. We are now making the final print order. These are test copies, but they look fine. So we are going forward, and then you can see a video coming out from us where we share some BTS. So yeah, that's coming soon. One of the big plans I had this year is now becoming a plan for next year. Oh yeah, wait. Let me continue here. See what else you missed out on. Here's a good video, fun video. A Light Spark tour. I visited Leica this year, and we filmed a whole tour. Usually you have to pay for this. I don't know if I'm allowed to upload it here, but hey, it's just for my members. And it's the full tour. We got this tour, it's in English, and we got a whole tour of the facilities of Leica. You can watch it here. Yeah, and then you see that I'm doing lots of update videos where I talk about my hard drives here. I shared my Nikon ZF when it came, thoughts on the ZF when it was announced. And these clips often have like little sneak peeks of new videos. All right. And you can even be part of the creative process. Here we had 2 images that you could select. What's going on? We had like cover versions here, and then I asked my members to select a version. So yeah, that's what membership is. No pressure really. I'm grateful for everyone who's supporting me just by clicking on my videos. Just wanted to share it because you gotta do some self-promotion sometimes. And thanks Delusional Fraud for... Oh, he didn't sign up for membership. He is already a member, but he's a member for 35 months. So congratulations for 3 years. Okay. I feel dirty doing self-promotion. Let's continue. New Year's resolutions. Let's end this stream with some New Year's resolutions. Do you guys have any? Give me some ideas. I will tell you what I have. Nothing really super interesting, but I wanna get more organized, structured. I think that's a constant goal for parents, young parents. No, but I want to feel less worried and focus more on the present and how I can change the present, because you can't change the future. The future will come regardless, and I think I have to do some changes in my workflow, how I work, to make it more efficient. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Not really exciting, but an important thing to do. Other than that, definitely keep shooting, finish. I mean, these are not really New Year's resolutions. They are always ongoing things. And maybe, as I said, not buying another camera. I bought more than usual this year. The ZF for me was a little treat to myself, a little gift for doing a good job this summer, doing this little Xiaomi job, which was so hard. And then the XS20 that I bought for this channel. It was an upgrade, and it was so worth it because I made so many videos with it, and I'm going to continue making videos with it. So let me see what you guys are writing in this chat. Oh, Delta Rife is asking me for my GR camera straps. Oh yes. I can also share a little update on that because I share that also with my members. Let me find that post. So my camera straps, yep, they are going to eventually come out. I am still working on them. Actually, I asked my wife if she could start producing them again, so that we at least have them. And in the meantime, I'm trying to find how I should do the branding, because there's actually no space on the strap to put any branding on it. So here you can see a quick sneak peek, very quick. Yeah, photos I took in Japan of mostly prototypes. I mean, these are not final. These are kind of final, but you see this leather part here. I'm going to stamp onto it my initials or a little logo, but that is quite tricky. So it's still on an ongoing process. But if Ricoh decides to release something next year, then hopefully I can have them ready for that. That would make sense. Oh, Sergio is saying he bought his first home. Congratulations. And he says, so inspired to document that transition and first years here. So basically shoot more. Definitely do that. It's an exciting time for you guys. Because when we moved into our own house, that was a wild ride. And I look back at these photos now, and they are good memories and definitely documented. And get some good insurance is my suggestion. Okay. Everyone's street photography doesn't need to look the same. There's room for 85mm in street photography. Ernst Haas used 28, 50, 90 and 135mm lenses. That Delusional Fraud says that. Definitely 100%. That's right. That's correct. 85 is also very popular among street photographers nowadays. And 135, why not? A lot of people use zoom lenses. It's totally fine. I mostly like to use 28 and 40 because it gives me a field of view that makes the viewer feel how it feels like to be in that scene. Because I like images that are in the scene. With tele lenses, you create a different feel. If I would take more graphic, abstract photos, I would probably use longer lenses for that, because that's very difficult to do with wide-angle lenses. So yeah, and I agree. Everybody's street photography doesn't need to look the same. Hashtag Leica. Hashtag 35mm. Hashtag no. It's up to your eyes and your vision to do unique street photography. Okay, I gotta end this stream. It's getting late, and I still need to do some preparations for tomorrow. 3 more questions, comments. Let me check, and then we'll wrap it up. And write down your resolutions. Reading some of them now. Give you guys some ideas. My New Year's resolution is not buying a Leica and pimping my DSLR with manual lenses instead. Good for you, Spencer. Show those red dot suckers. And yeah, buy some manual lenses and use your DSLR. That's a very fun way to do photography with DSLRs. Venom says, I think it's lovable that you talked about the struggles about a photographer with a small family. I got 3 kids and things definitely changed. It was nice seeing your similar struggles. Yeah, I haven't even replied to all the comments because that video, you probably mean the video where I complain a lot. I just wanted to share what's going on because I felt the need to communicate with my audience that I also have struggles. It was not so much showing that I have a hard life, because I definitely don't have a hard life compared to, real hard lives. I know where I stand, but that's actually the reason why I wanted to make this video, because I knew there are a lot of people out there who have similar struggles, and selfishly I also wanted to hear that from others so that I feel better. So I guess we both managed to do that. So yeah, thanks for saying that. Japanese name stamp would be cool for a strap. Yeah, I have these initials. Oh, I can show you. In the past, this was my logo. This used to be my signature and my logo, LH, because I used to not use my German name, only my Japanese name and my German last name. And I have this, I have a steel stamp of this here. Or is it aluminium? I don't know. But I have it in this tiny, and I can't put it onto this leather piece here because it's too sharp. It does actually cut through the leather and you can barely see it. It's not ideal. I have to probably order a different stamp, but that was my plan to do that. So Martin is leaving us. Tschüss and cheers, Samuel. Good luck in the future and Happy New Year. Thanks and Happy New Year to you too, Martin. There's some nice 28-21 lenses for Leica. Yeah, I agree. 21mm is also a nice focal length. I would use that over 24. 21 is cool. I thought you could only use 28 and 35 summicrons on the street. No, there are more options. Alright, Spencer's also leaving us. Enjoy the rest of your holidays. Yeah, you too. Thanks for your questions and engagement here, and see you next time. Okay, I guess we are done. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Thanks for hanging out. I always say this at the end of my live streams. I should do these more often, and then I don't do it. But I like this setup here. I think this is a cool setup. Cool way to share some stuff. So yeah, maybe I do this more often. Now I'm doing it again. Promising something I probably can't keep. Maybe I do this instead of the Street Life show. Which I'm sad that I didn't continue making these episodes. I'm still not 100% sure. Okay guys, it's late. I gotta go. Thanks again for joining, and stay tuned for whatever's happening next. Yeah, expect something to come around mid-January. Probably not before that, but I will be busy taking photos, working on stuff. And check me out on Instagram if you want to see what's going on a daily basis. Can't hurt to say that, right? And then I see you soon. Alright, thanks guys. Happy New Year if we don't see each other. Enjoy this time, these last days, to reflect and go inside you, meditate, whatever. Be with your family, be grateful that you are still here next year, and that's all I can say. Bye. Ciao. Frohes Neues. And I see you soon. So, now this awkward pause where I try to find the stop streaming button on YouTube. And I will leave this stream up until 2nd of January, something like that. So you can still rewatch it if you want to, but my policy on YouTube is live streams are going to be rewatchable for YouTube members and not for the public. This has nothing to do with you guys, that I want to keep you becoming a member, but it has more to do with YouTube seeing live streams as regular videos, and then they train the algorithm based by the performance of a live stream, which is not fair. That's why I have to pull them away from the public. But I will keep this one until the 2nd day of January. So enjoy it, rewatch it, share it with your family, with your friends, with your dog, with your cat, with your neighbors, with your boss.